All right, folks, we're back on the Mana Symbol channel playing a very speculative brew from our good friend David Robertson. We got Growth Spirals, we got Sylvan Caryatids, two of his favorite things to play in this format, and more importantly than that, we got Colossal Rattleworms. I've cut the number down to 3, unfortunately. So, for 2 green, you get a 6/5 Flash Trampling Worm. Holy jumping. And then on top of that, exile Colossal Rattleworm from your graveyard, search your library for a desert card, and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. Absolutely insane. The real problem that I had with this was looking at the deck list as originally proposed, not a lot of ways to get it into your graveyard. I suppose the idea was just to play the first one and have it die, in theory. And I suppose that's all good. We do have a reasonable number of deserts. So we've got Arid Archway, 3 Hashep Oases, 2 Lush Oases. So 6 in total, and the number one we want to search for, of course, is Arid Archway, because this enters the battlefield. If you bounce a desert, you get to surveil 1, but more importantly, it taps for 2 mana. So it is a really great card to be able to exile a Colossal Rattleworm to go and grab, with the caveat being we don't actually have any ways to discard it and do that in an earlier part of the game. Technically 3 steps ahead could do that on turn 3 if we really wanted to do that. So that's a possibility. But otherwise, we're just playing a sort of green-blue ramp / controlling shell, which is a terrible, terrible idea in the Pioneer format. And I think we're going to get eaten alive. But I've done my best to construct this with some semblance of hope. I was looking for a mass bounce effect. Specifically, I was trying to search the text on evacuation, which is return all creatures to their owner's hands. Just because I feel like that would buy us a lot of time sometimes, but couldn't find that because Scryfall doesn't seem to be working. And I'm just, you know what? Let's go have some fun. Let's go burn some tickets. Let's go have some fun with this one. Censor is not seen all that often in the modern format right now. For understandable reasons, there's just a lot of time and sequences where people have 1 extra mana, so it's not great, and the ability to cycle it is just doesn't actually end up being worth the trade-off of not ever being able to counter anything on curve, but we'll see. 4 full copies of Deduce, so hopefully we'll never run out of gas. I also threw in 2 Memory Deluge. We've got 4 Shark Typhoons, so we have a lot of different ways to eventually win the game. The question is against a field of vampires, Phoenix, Amalia, mono black discard. Is any of this going to be good enough? I have no idea. I mean, certainly about as good as we can expect. I will say Fading Hope can definitely do a lot of good work keeping you alive right now. A very mana efficient way to, like, in these colors we don't have a Fatal Push, but Fading Hope can do a lot of good work. So we've got the right tools here to not die in the early game in a multitude of ways. So hopefully we don't get discarded on turn 2. Now I've got an interesting question of, do I want to play the Sylvan Caryatid or have the ability to censor a Waste Knot? Assuming this is mono black discard. It's very difficult for us to prevent every single way they could discard us if this is mono black discard. So countering the Waste Knot, probably a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can do that and delay the Sylvan Caryatid for a turn. Of course, this runs the danger of them going land, Thoughtseize, or Duress. Because maybe they just couldn't play that untapped because of it requiring a swamp. And sometimes that deck doesn't have a swamp. But things work out the way that I was hoping they would, so that's great. Okay. In this case, I'll go ahead and play this Caryatid. They might have a Liliana of the Veil here. It'd be a little bit unfortunate for us, but hopefully we can dig our way out with this Deduce. Wouldn't be too upset about a fade away here. Fade away? Blank out? Blank away? Whatever that card is called. Go blank. There we go. Okay. Okay. Shieldred doesn't really concern me here. Duress. Just gonna go ahead and Growth Spiral in response. Okay. And one of the things I was thinking about this deck could really use potentially is just Torrential Gear Hulk. Because we're ramping our mana so quickly, and Torrential Gear Hulk plus our good friend Two Steps Ahead was very impressive in one of the previous leagues we played. So I'm definitely going to hold on to Otawara if they go Liliana Plus here. Because this can end up being a Vindicate if your opponent pluses their Liliana with 0 cards in hand. Go blank? That'd be, yeah, unfortunate. That is probably the best possible draw there. Grab Deduce. I guess I have to grab an untapped land. I guess I can grab Deduce and an island and just not play either of these things and assume their Liliana is gonna plus, and then I discard my island. They have 1 card in hand. They got 1 draw step, so yeah, it seems to make sense to me. Oh, actually, I should have left the island in my deck because of they're gonna Field of Ruin us a bunch. Could have just played the Boseiju there, or held on to it. I kind of want to play this island though because increasing the mana that I have makes it more likely I get to this Memory Deluge flashback. So if they plus Liliana, we just cast a Deuce, draw a card, put a clue into play, discard the card, and that's fine because we could discard, we could draw the worm, which is good in the graveyard. It's just a Bark Channel pathway. That's fine. Really do not want to see a Shieldred coming down this turn. That would be a big problem. Mazemind Tome is fine. We got time. Perfect draw. So pass the turn here, and end step, we're going to Memory Deluge. And hopefully whatever we pick up, we can win with. If at any point we're able to put a Shark Typhoon into our hand, we're going to do that because I have a suspicion they will have a very difficult time beating Shark Typhoon. Okay, and they discard Thoughtseize. Yep, not surprising. Draw with Mazemind Tome. Are you toming? They're Lochthwaining. Okay. I suppose they get to keep their scries then? It's a very... I don't know that I would do that way, but that's fine. Let's take 3 steps ahead. Man. I guess we just take 2-3 steps ahead, huh? I mean, on one side that's like a pretty strong draw. I still have 6 mana. Okay. Just pass here. I am on a somewhat limited clock. Three. Go blank. Hiya. Okay. Now that's a creature that can kill Liliana. So I'm actually going to discard Memory Deluge here. Because 3 steps ahead can theoretically protect my worm from whatever they draw. And they'll have to edict the worm, which gives me time. Would be great if I had a desert in play. I don't. I discarded one earlier. But it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And I will have one once they edict this, because then it gets to search out my arid archway. Which also gives me another land drop, so it's kind of a sick value play. So they're not actually making a lot of progress towards killing me. It is amazing they have 4 Shark Typhoons. I haven't seen one yet. Black, black. Karavak. I think I have to counter that. They just have a lot of ways to commit crimes. One for free, and then Field of Ruin. See what else goes down here. Probably just edict my... Yeah, that's fine. Oh. Ooh. All right. They're doing stuff. I think I'm going to upkeep Rattleworm because I want this arid archway. I can't bounce a desert, but that's fine. If I could have bounced a desert there, that would have been the ultimate value, I suppose. But now I control a desert, which means if I find another worm... 5, 6, 7 mana here, so I can Memory Deluge again. So that's probably great. Assuming that I don't have to counter anything this turn. It is an instant speed rampant growth that gets any desert, and any desert includes Arid Archway, which is insanity. So I think I just have to let them have this. So that I can end of turn Memory Deluge, so I will get a Shark Typhoon, and the Shark Typhoon will win me the game. That's my plan here. Again, unfortunately, we've been brought to the point where this isn't again, because on my last my last two memory deluges, I haven't seen a Shark Typhoon. Um, it's just what it is. Oh no. Yeah. Well, that's bad news. We can beat that. We can beat that. But boy, howdy, that's really unfortunate. This game has been more unfortunate than anything. I really think we should have been able to win this quite decisively, and just the way that the first couple of memory deluges worked out, we just couldn't. Uh, Still no Shark Typhoons. I don't. Yeah, they're in there. Like, I don't. Colossal Rattleworm is a flash 6/5, so that might be able to take down the Shieldred and buy me some time. I think we just pass here. Hopefully they don't get quite as lucky as they were before. Jeez. I mean, I think I just dump out the worm. And the ambusher. Okay. I mean, that's really as good as I can get, right? I do have potentially an end step card draw. Yeah, Archway is by far the best. So this does have trample. Um, which lets me threaten the Liliana. And also it trades with the Shieldred, which the Night Pack Ambusher won't do. I think it's too late now, though, for a Shark Typhoon to save us, unfortunately. Sure. Opponent, you can have as much life as you want. I'm not really picky about that. That's a draw. That's a draw we were looking for. Get out of here. Not the draw I was looking for, but I'll take it. That's a great play for us to see, because that is essentially they just did 3 mana, get nothing. They are going to play the Shieldred again, obviously, but I mean, there's nothing I could do to prevent that. So, well, if I was going to draw an okay card here, I guess it would be that one. Smash? Okay. Probably have a second Shieldred. Okay. They're gonna Edict. If they do, I'm letting them have it. Yeah, that's fine. Because Night Pack Ambusher increases in damage and size. Essentially. Now, obviously, they could just have instant speed removal for it, but like that was always the case. Yeah, and they do. That's fine. Oh, they do damage. For some reason, I thought they were gonna gain me life. Good to know. So that my deserts commit crimes. Interesting. All right, Shark Typhoon. Sylvan Caryatid. Okay, not my preference for a card to draw there, but I'll take it. Mr. Rabe, my Scryfall wasn't working earlier. The site seemed to be crashing and dying. If you can get it to work at all, or maybe you just have brilliant encyclopedic knowledge, is there a legal evacuation effect in Pioneer, in either green or blue? Obviously blue or blue green. All right, there's the second Shieldred. Evacuation. Remove. Return all creatures to their owner's hands. It's the blue version of a Wrath. Like, I know there's like a 6 mana one that's like super weird and it bounces like all non-land permanents. And then if you Cyclonic Rift is one-sided. I guess Cyclonic Rift works if it's legal. We're just dead. I still never saw a Shark Typhoon. There's 22 cards left in my deck. I think they're all Shark Typhoons. There's one, two. Yeah, it's all right. Rift is legal. Okay, that's a good one to know about. Okay. Didn't really build a sideboard for this matchup. I guess Narset's not the worst. It's a 2-for-1. And they're not usually good at removing it. I think I'll board out the Caryatids. So they've got a lot more edicts than most decks. Oh, and the pick your poison, of course, for getting rid of Waste Not. Yeah. Well, is this target creature control fights? It's pointless. It's always going to kill my creature. Okay. Yeah, Cyclonic Rift might be a card to go for. And that's non-creature permanents, right? Well, all right. It's possible we're supposed to be playing more arid archways because that would allow us to turn 2 growth spiral and have 5 mana on turn 3, which is potentially gross. I mean, we're gonna get Thoughtseize into the ground here, but take the Rattleworm. Do it. They didn't do it. Oh, okay. Well, best possible top deck, I believe. Or I guess another growth spiral would have been really good. I mean, I don't want to get go blanked, and I don't want to get Liliana'd, so I think I'll just pass. Yeah. Guess I could cycle my sensor. Might as well. All right. I'll take it. Takes the Night Pack Ambusher. That's a pain. But I'm definitely going to play the Rattleworm because if they kill it, I just get to get a bunch of free value. They had to go for the throat. Okay. Yep. Okay. Sure. I guess if they have the land, they can just attack it down, but if they don't, it's good news. Looks like they don't have the land. Oh, no, that's better. Yep. That's. Well. Maybe we'll draw Fading Hope. Ow. It's a Shark Typhoon I can cast. So They plus their Liliana up to 6. It's just not fast enough. That's the problem. So I think this Shark Typhoon has to make a littler guy. I could always play the Chrome Host Seed Shark, and then if they edict me, cycle Shark Typhoon for 1. They're going to know Shark Typhoon's in my hand, though. That's the problem here. So in theory, they would be able to play around it. Okay. I think we just play this kind of level 1. Put Shark Typhoon in my hand, pass the turn. They'll do what they want to do, and then I make a 4/4 Shark and attack Liliana. Shieldred is a later problem. But if they want to plus the Liliana, they got to get this other card out of their hand. So if it's a fatal push, then they don't plus the Liliana here. Mr. Streamer, you want to know now what is a good off-meta deck? Sure. Yeah, of course. I parsed. Rakdos Waste Notify. Oh, the Waste Not Transmograph. Yeah. I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen that is a thing that people are doing. They're busting. Okay. Deal. You should draw a card right now. No? Shoot. Well, that's a really good draw. Out. So they go to Edict me, and then I put in a 6/5. No, I just sack the Shark, and then I put in a 6/5 and block the Shieldred and kill it, I hope. Gyre Reach Sanitarium. Okay. They got attack with Hive? God, it's so good. This is so good for me. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Please attack with all. I mean, sure. That's fine. They'll deal 1 extra damage here. This rules. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Woo! Surprise worm. Is this deck legit? Almost definitely not. But Colossal Rattleworm is quite the Magic the Gathering card. So this is the very first draft of this deck. And yeah, Colossal Rattleworm with Flash is good. It's a good thing, and if you can do that, then and Arid Archway and Colossal Rattleworm together are very strong. So somewhere in this is something powerful, and the biggest problem this deck right now has is that it's blue green. Now you can use the fact that you're playing deserts and things to try to play more colors. That could be a thing that you do. Oh, they're coming in with Menace, huh? Oh, I guess they want to exile my worm. Or they're just doing this because they have Menace. Well, either way, this is fine. What is Brine Boar? I don't know what Brine Boar is. So my answer is no. But we're not playing Brine Boar because I don't know what Brine Boar is. Lush Oasis. I guess not hashtag. I mean, I guess I'm too concerned with value here, and I shouldn't be. Yeah, this was a problem. Well, we'll see. Brineborn Cutthroat. No, I wouldn't play that card. I wouldn't play that card in this deck. I think Brineborn Cutthroat is a little too small ball. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, Rabe, I think it might just be worth taking this deck into Sultai or Teamer and just, we're playing Sylvan Caryatids in this version, and that would make more sense. And if there's a way, like if you wanted to play like Tainted, whatever it's called, Tainted Indulgence, I think, then you could draw to discard the worm and use worm as ramp/color fixing. Like, it's definitely something that's going to start to fall down once you're confronted with the realities of this format and how brutally fast it can be right now. But at the same time, I think it's something powerful. Yes, Simic Flash sounds hot. Oh, okay. Um, well, we're definitely casting spells this turn. Come on. Yeah, it's not me. Yeah, I did, Shanna. They're gonna bust. Opponent is now busting like a bubble. Yo, Compton and Long Beach. Oh, you know you're in trouble. Okay, good draw. So right now I have 3 plus but they only have 1 potential attacker, and I have a counter spell for removal. So let's go pick your poison. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact. Get this bluster out of here. Oh, and I guess I have 2 blockers. 2 extra blockers if I need them. Yeah, we're just going to sit back. As long as I don't accidentally die anytime soon, then I'm pretty safe. What I want to avoid getting got with is like Shouldered or like Duress into Shouldered. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, Demolition Field you can do. Yeah, that's fine. Oh my god, what a punt. What a punt. I guess I'll flip the 3/3. What a punt. Castle Lock Thwain. Thoughtseize. I guess I just counter it? Or, no, because I don't have 4 mana. Could draw 2, discard 1, and hold on to a land. It's probably a slightly better play. And there's a couple cards in this deck that I just want hanging out in my graveyard. Like the worms. Yeah. So it only incubates for 1, that's fine. Oh! Perfect. Take your 2, opponent. Well, that's a good draw. Not a great draw. I've got more than enough creatures to block with, so let's get busy. Getting frisky. And I can have 3 blockers here, so I think... Oh, 4. I have 4 blockers here, so I should be safe. Okay. Because I growth spiral the Mirrex in, and then I make 3 tokens. Or I flip 3 incubator tokens. Also, they're dead on board. So that's all good. All right, going to game 3. Okay. Narset's actually really... seems really impressive in this matchup. I think I might need the extra Fading Hope. Swarm Gang Commander. That sounds great. Oh, we're spicing, Peasy. Rip to your your challenge performance last night. I saw how many of those games were just so brutal, dude. That's a really tough deck to do well with. Modern is just so fast right now. I think this deck definitely wants the second. You're playing Rakdos in the challenge tonight? That's a good choice. I don't know if I would have been able to watch you play Prison again. Just it was tough, buddy. It wasn't your fault. The deck just isn't fast enough. Okay. Why so much Pioneer? I just find myself much more comfortable brewing in this space right now. So at the moment, I find Modern very difficult to brew in and feel like I'm doing anything. Um, so that's my number one answer for that. I just like playing mediocre cards. Yeah, this is a problem. Okay, that's a good draw. Oh, no, it's a great draw. Hiya! Allows a little more dirtling. More than a little. I would not say a little is fair. It just it's just a lot more, yeah, it's just a lot more open, and I haven't felt like I've been missing out by playing this in combination with a little bit of Modern. Yeah, that's fine. This is the game I knew we'd be playing. That's a very good draw. Well, per set, right? Like in total, the number of cards you can play with in Modern is higher, but when new sets come out, there's a lot more cards that pass the bar of playable for this format than for Modern. Uh, so I think I'm discarding Odawara and Fading Hope. Yikes. Like currently we're playing against the third highest percentage meta share deck, and I'm feeling fairly competitive. And I don't think that would be the same in Modern. Oh, that's a sick draw. I actually the Pioneer space is tiny. Do the cards would be boring. So the thing is, boring versus viable, I guess, is the discussion point, right? Like I understand that you might think that the Pioneer format is boring, and I totally understand where that comes from. I get it, and I definitely see that issue. But as someone who wants to play with new cards in new configurations, I'm able to do that more successfully and more comfortably here. Oh, yeah, that's yep. Go Night Pack, draw. Yeah, get a wolf. So now I'm insulated from edicts. Personally, think that boring implies that I don't have to. No, I think what you're saying is boring implies you do have to play mana play spells. Um, but yeah, there's I love Modern, and there are lots of decks I'm going to continue to love playing in Modern. What are they doing? They're killing my Night Pack. It's fine. Um, like I love playing Colorless Prison. It's not super competitive, but I'm gonna enjoy playing it. I'm gonna continue to play it. Non-token. Ah, right. Of course, the card is good. Um, it's fine. Uh, there's a whole bunch of things that I can do in Modern that you can't even come close to doing in Pioneer, and I love that, and I'm going to continue loving and playing those decks when I get the chance. But in terms of brewing, I don't have right now the level of insight or really patience to do what some people are managing to do, and I don't think there's a problem with that. Okay, so 13, I'm attacking for exactly 13, so they are forced to block here unless they can do something else. Did they draw into Alcazats? Invoke Despair. That's tough. That's brutal. Was not expecting that. That's rough. Yeah. So I'm at 6. Yeah, might just be dead. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I don't hate Modern at all, and that's never been the problem. Yeah, that Invoke Despair cracked this game in half, unfortunately, and I don't think there's any coming back for it from it. Oh, that's a shame. I mean, the real shame was game one, where I just couldn't dig to a Shark Typhoon to save my life. Like it just couldn't be done. But I totally get that, Shauna, and like Modern was the people's format for a long, long, long time, and it's definitely a shame how it's gone. Wow, just total flood. All right, close one against Mono Black. Yeah, we weren't getting out of that one. Be right back as we're queued. I mean, the thing is, Shauna, you just have to be the kind of person who will play a format like Standard, right? I for a time made myself a standard, like a standard expert. I say expert, but I focused time and energy on Standard because there was a bunch of team trios events in in my city, and that's one of my favorite ways to play Magic with some of my favorite people. And so I learned Pioneer when Pioneer came out because I like it, or because I thought I would like it. Okay, we're against Mono Black again. Um, and then I also played Standard at the time, which was good. But then I played it into some mediocre standards too. But the point was like, I don't know, you just, man, this sucks. Okay, that's good. Not great. Current standard actually looks deeper than Pioneer. It could be. Oh, no land. That's good. Yeah, I'll go see if I can find more business. I mean, I'm playing a 26 land deck, so I mean, usually it's not this bad. Opponent's in fail state A, we're in fail state B. It's all good. This is just how she goes. If they miss the land here, they gotta go, yeah, go to cleanup. It's pretty funny. Discards a Kervek the Punisher. Oh, I get a surveil. This is cool. Yeah, put it into my graveyard, please. No more lands for the love of Christ. I could scry one if I want to bounce my own shark. Oh no. It's all over, people. I mean, honestly, if they duress or Thoughtseize me, it's incredibly tempting. Yeah, you know what? I'm into it. Okay. We gonna fatal push this? I'd lose it. That would be the best. Murex. I'll bottom that. It's not for this matchup. Nice. That's a big one. I mean, the problem is if they just play Shieldred, right? Like, not attacking with Bankbuster, or were they just waiting for no reason to do this during beginning of combat? My opponent is a youngin. Doesn't respect the old shortcuts. that worm is downright colossal. Hopefully they don't have a fatal push. They definitely will. Guess I shouldn't. Opponent's reading. Oh. Oh. Oh no. I believe they keep being deserts. Opponent, you had a treasure. They lose the desert type? Desert's a subtype. Yeah, I guess they lose all types and become basic mountains. Of course, they have a Shieldred. It's like, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, that makes sense. No, I think they're right. They lose all other types and abilities. It sounds like a line of text. Yeah, no. It sounds like no, but there's also a specific rule of the Last God that says if a land becomes a basic land type and doesn't say anything else, it loses all other types and abilities. Pretty sure that's like a specific line. This card is not okay, that's good. Okay. Hold on now. We're doing stuff. Unfortunately, this is activate only as a sorcery because it's crap, but you know. Because I would want to use a token to fight Shieldred, but then I'll have to wait another turn to do that. I will be able to do it. It's just not when I want to. Who's a good boy? Jesus. Oh. Then they're going to have a fatal push, huh? Which would mean that I should have pumped it so I could fight the Shieldred too. Well, that's fine. I'm just dead, right? No, I'm going to 2. Oh, no, they have a Gaia Reach. I'm basically just dead. That's okay. We were dead already. And we ran into Mono Black twice, which I'm really just not interested. 3 steps ahead with Micromancer. I'm just not interested in playing Micromancer. I understand the appeal. I would rather play it with Torrential Gearhulk. Yeah, that's right, Shauna. Plays second Gaia Reach. Doesn't float the mana. Activates Gaia Reach. Okay. So going to 6. Is this Pioneer? You betcha. I'm not interested in playing Micromancer. I think I just missed the Micromancer boat, and I'm just not interested in it. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah. So here I have to go block Shieldred and then Decisive Denial to fight it with my Night Pack, assuming that they attack. Hopefully they don't, but they probably will. Okay, that's good. That's great. Love that. Cool. Green. Green. Sacrifice a desert. Yeah, that one. Yes. Oh, I suppose I could have attacked first. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Mr. Rayab. I messed this up. I could have done this better. That's fine. That's actually huge. Yeah, I haven't played with this card in forever, so that's on me. Oh, wait. No, until end of turn is, yeah, not during the end step. So this trigger goes, if you didn't, we can let it resolve, and then we can go fight. Green, blue. Pew! Thanks, Rip. That's a huge. This extra body means a lot. If we're gonna win this game, almost definitely we're not, but yeah. Did you build this just to make a shell for Decisive Denial? No. Oh God, no. I cut it and then I put it back in because I was like, David always puts one of these in these decks, and I usually cut it. So let's try playing it. We're dead. We're dead, and we can't possibly win. Yeah, I've played it before though, Mr. Rabe, and more importantly, I played Wilderness Reclamation in Standard, Pioneer, and Modern at multiple different times, so it's definitely something I'm aware of. Could have attacked and tried copying Wolf if they block. I just don't think there's a world in which they would ever block, and I also don't understand. Oh, copy the Night Pack Ambusher so all the wolves are big enough. Yeah, that would have done it. Yeah, I just don't think they ever block there. Yeah. No, I understand completely what you're talking about now. I I mean, you're right. You're 100% right though. I should have gone for it. They did make mistakes earlier, like not attacking or I say mistakes. They made choices before that I wasn't necessarily expecting them to. We small balling. It is pretty funny to see an opponent like constantly play around censor. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's not what I wanted to see. Ah, I made a mistake. I was supposed to do that on my turn. This triggers waste not because it's channeling. This matchup seems impossible. I mean, not really at all, but like, good God, this is so brutal. I think you just need a lot of stuff to go right. I mean, I had my plan in the earlier games of like, let's just cast Shark Typhoon. I don't know how that's never worked out at all. It's weird because I've had so many lands in place so many times. They always just have a Shieldred and then kill me. Outcaster. I don't know what the Outcaster is. Oh, yes. Wait. Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh. Outcaster green. Oh, it's 3 mana, though. Oh, they have an Alcazats. Well. Please don't go blank me. You showing me a clip?
1 minute.
No, not right now.
It's just so cute.
Just make a note.
It's you at medieval times.
Pardon?
It's you at medieval times.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I'm glad we have the video. Sorry, Midge. Uh, my grandmother's going through family videos, and she has like 15 DVDs of everything that my grandfather ever captured on camera. And she just keeps showing up to me today to show me clips of things. No, I see that Dragon Party podcast, but I don't know. Maybe it's better than I think it is. I just the fact that this guy can have flash, the fact that this guy when it dies it gives me value. I mean the outcaster, outcaster. The outcaster does just draw you a card when you play it, right? No, because I didn't play drums until I was 19, Shauna. So that would never exist. There might be a video of me playing tuba somewhere, but that's nowhere near as fun. And this is the one time where we're short on mana for this, huh? Oh boy. Okay. So that was rough. That was really rough. I would think with the type of deck this is, going into black would be the way to go. Play Sultai. Okay, this hand seems kind of nuts. In a way. Oh, that's an idea, Dragon Party podcast, because we clearly need something. Phoenix. Okay. Or prowess. More likely Phoenix, but it could be prowess. The fact that this is the tap land and this is the tap land, though, that's it's definitely a whole thing. I'm my imagination is that they're just gonna play Ledger Shredder here, and I'm gonna be in trouble because I have no way to interact with it. Also, my all the double green spells in my hand are not doing me any favors, so we'll have to probably cycle Shark Typhoon for one. Yeah. Oh, I can't do that. Make a 0/0 shark. Cool. Okay, that's a good draw. Okay. Oh, that should have been green. I guess I can bounce it with the Arid Archway. So maybe we'll be okay on this. I also have the option of going 3 steps ahead to draw to discard a Rattleworm, which is not great. They shock in the steam vents. I think fighting over the Free the Fae is usually a good way to buy yourself some time. I mean, sorry, countering Free the Fae is a good thing. If they just have the Spell Pierce here, then it's bad news. No, I agree with you, Shauna. There just isn't good interaction to play in these colors at all. There's plenty of good sideboard stuff. I think they think your Lotus combo, I guess, is possible. Okay, so that's a good draw. I can't do anything with this mana. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is good interaction. Double Free the Fae. Savage. Second Phoenix in the bin. As well as Temporal Trespass and Galvanic Iteration. Okay. Picklock Prankster is obscene. Card is nuts. Nice. Okay. And it seems like completely the opposite side of this deck is supposed to be, or is going to have to do the heavy lifting in this matchup. Boy, this looks bad. Okay. But they didn't put the Temporal Trespass in their hand. They put the Galvanic Iteration. So right now what they're going to do is double Treasure Cruise, which is something. And none of my creatures have reach, so it's really not a. Third Phoenix. Okay. Yeah, it's funny because the Delve spells are like otherwise so fair in this format, but just Phoenix on its own, just all right. Let's go game two. Phoenix on its own just is such an insane engine at setting them up. Actually, I kind of overdid it on Graveyard Hate in the sideboard, but I'm okay with it. So I think most of my creatures are actually really poor here. It's going to be all on Shark Typhoon again, or at least I think it will be. And these Planeswalkers to lock down the. Where's Bros Rewinds? Am I bro? I hadn't considered that card at all. Okay. HBH. Yeah, I suppose it is. I don't know why I didn't really bring it in. I put that in the sideboard for control, which basically I have not seen anyone playing control except for me. Um uh like at all. So it's kind of a holdover from like a different era of Pioneer. Yeah, it could be. I just think Shark Typhoon's supposed to be that kind of like top end, and then the worms and the wolf are supposed to be able to pull you through the mid game. But it just has not worked out at all because everyone's packing removal that can kill them. I think the worm's been way better than the wolf actually. Go rattle coil. Yeah. Really. I wonder what they're concerned about because I didn't really show them any creatures in the last one. All right, what do you got? This game they haven't had 8 trillion free the phase yet, so that's good. Even though I countered the first one last game, it just didn't matter. And here they come. One Phoenix into the graveyard. And if they find a land, they might be able to bring it back. No, no land. Okay, good. So the question I have here is, should I cycle for a 2/2 shark, or should I just crack the clue and then cycle for 0? And that's what I'm going to do, because there's not a lot of point in playing a creature they've got 8 million ways to remove. I'm just giving them good targets. And unfortunately, I now have a flash worm that can't block anything relevant. But boy, do I have it. I almost think that I should play it just to, like, or maybe upkeep it, because they don't have a lot of things that can interact with this. Like, maybe they 3-mana Mystical Dispute it, and that actually ends up being really good for me. Here's my 6/5 trample. You shouldn't care about this at all, opponent. Maybe you give him a little lava axe or something, but yeah, that's exactly what I expected. So as long as they don't have a land here, we're in great shape. Cool. And I also, I guess I need them to not have Brazen Borrower in their hand. Yeah, I think as long as they don't have Brazen Borrower, we should be in okay shape. Take this. Oh boy. Flips over another Phoenix and a Galvanic iteration. And another Picklock Prankster. That's a stupid card. Alright, it's fine. We can find Ashiok. Or Unlicensed Hearse. I mean, not easily. I don't actually have a lot of ways to draw cards right now, but, you know, it could happen. One shark. Oh, it's coming, baby. You bet your bippy. Didn't get all their Phoenixes back. That's good. All right, let's find that Ashiok. Let's do this. Okay, Rattleworm gets Arid Archway. Archway bounces Hash-Up Oasis, which gives me a Surveil. Now we draw for turn, and it's... okay, well... At least that stops them from treasure cruising before combat. The problem is, then... I mean, I get a single blocker, but they probably get 2 Phoenixes coming back. I also won't be able to cast 3 steps ahead. Seems worth it, though. Could also draw me a Mystical Dispute, which helps me defend it pretty well. I mean, I know they have a Fiery Impulse, or at least I think they do. I think they picked one up earlier. Sure, I'll take Censor. Okay, tap land seems like a good start for us. Yeah, they just go opt into Treasure Cruise here and nothing matters. I guess I could cycle the Censor to try to find a Mystical Dispute when they go for the cruise. They'll probably have a Spell Pierce, but this is the best time to try to punch through there. Didn't hit another Phoenix, so that's something. Oh, they didn't bring their Phoenixes out at all. So if I had kept the Growth Spiral, I actually would have been able to block here. Oh, also they just blew an Opt. That's good. Oh, also, no, they couldn't Treasure Cruise before combat. That was the whole point of this play. Let's see if I find... Yeah. Let's see if I find the bounce spell. Which I think I might have boarded out, but yeah, I did. Fading Hope. It's fine. So I drew nothing relevant, as has been the story of the game. That's a shame. So if I had taken the Growth Spiral, I would have been in a much better position there. And there's the Mystical Dispute. Hey guys, it's that card I was trying to get to. Remember the card that I was trying to get to? It's here. I found it. Just in time. Yeah, that's how that normally works. Certainly around here. Around these parts. Tapping red. Oh, sure. No. What are you going to do about it, opponent? Spell pierce me? Oh, they're casting something. Negate? Hast du ein Negate? It's got to be Negate. Spell Pierce. If they've got double Spell Pierce, I'm going to be a very, very happy Canadian. And they still won't get their Phoenixes back. Wild. They discarded a Picklock Prankster. I can almost guarantee the last card in their hand is Spell Pierce or Mystical Dispute. I'd be a betting man about this one. Okay, never mind. I don't know what the hell just happened then. They were digging for it, I guess, and they couldn't. I don't. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So they have 3 Phoenixes in their graveyard. Couldn't get any of them back. Somehow still drawing Bupkis. Well, that's sort of on time. Seems quite good. I'll take it. I'm not unpleased with it. Yeah, we're gonna mill them because we might get the 4th one here. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 Phoenixes are out. There are no more Phoenixes in this game. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But this is a problem. Probably mill them to death? Well, that depends. So I think I'm not going to counter it Carrion, and the specific reason why is, again, next turn they're going to play a bunch of spells, most likely. Um, but if they have a red removal spell here, I want to get the counter on that and make a token there. Because, like, if they found a Fiery Impulse or a Lightning Axe, well, they can't Lightning Axe, they have 1 card in hand. See that card? See this exact card that I... Hold on. It says bargain on it. Did they... They didn't sacrifice anything, did they? No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, nothing went to the yard. I was just double checking that I wasn't seeing things. This deck desperately needs, like, Castle Vantress or something. But I mean, I guess It needs a lot of things. Wanted it to get exiled, I guess. Ooh, boy. Okay. I don't think we're... I am, Jen and I am indeed. I mean, I guess I can kill their... or block their Hall of Storm. I can't even kill the Hall of Storm Giants with this. What I need to find is a freaking Memory Deluge. I guess I could have been milling myself to get to the Memory Deluge. It's the name of the drum part where you hit the pedal and a stick thing hits it. It's a pedal. That's a drum pedal. Or a bass drum pedal. Okay, I'm letting that resolve. This is game 1. This is game 2. Mites can't block. All their creatures have flying anyway. Yeah, it's just called a bass drum pedal or a pedal. Because you don't always use it on bass drums. Sometimes you'll use them on like a jam block or something, or a cowbell. So that you can play no, the 1/1 can't block. Murex is not for these matchups. Murex is meant to be for beating control decks, and yeah. We don't play against those anymore. Nobody's playing control in Pioneer. Yeah, I mean it would if... Also, they just almost have lethal in the air right now, which is a problem. 11 damage. Anyone with 1/7 might. Yeah. It's not good enough. Yeah. Yeah, playing control Pioneer is definitely a choice. Blue-white is apparently like still on the... It's like technically on the list of like decks that people register. What is this? Treasure Cruise. Perfect. Pew! You want to play Gates? I mean, if that's a thing that one can do, then I suppose you could do it. All I gotta do is draw into Memory Deluge, and we're fine. They're going face. I'll go to 2. Wilderness Reclamation is not legal. I'm happy to go to 2 here. It's not bold. These decks play 0 face, like reach. They don't play anything that goes face. And I know what you're thinking is like, oh, wouldn't the classic thing just to be the one person who jukes the system and plays something that gives you reach? And it's like, yeah, but nobody's doing it. We can force them to draw with these 2 Ledger Shredders. That actually might kill them. Yeah, you don't have a choice, opponent. They used to go for some cheese fries. Well then, you know what you must do. I just need to hit a Memory Deluge. That's all that needs to happen here. Ashiok can kill them? Almost. The problem is I don't have enough time. Like, I have to... See, I have to Ashiok myself. I'm literally, my hand is forced. And I had to hit a Memory Deluge, which I didn't. So we're just dead, unfortunately. Like, we just flooded so hard, it's... Yeah. But, I mean, it is what it is. We came real close there. I could have been playing Hullbreaker Horror, but nothing in this deck flies. That's a big problem. The Rattleworm's been really good. It's Night Pack Ambusher has really been letting me down. Right, we don't have any horsemanship, which means we can't block creatures with horsemanship. On top of that, we also don't have flanking. No shadow. I mean, it's pretty wild. Wait, is that really right? That can't be right. Oh, I'm missing a colon. Wait, this can't be right. That can't be right because Return All from the Graveyard should be on a couple of different planeswalkers. Yeah, it can't be right. All right, folks, let's see if we can get on the board in match 4. Oh boy. Well, we've once again found someone playing a good deck. So that's a problem. Takes the Caryatid. That's bad news. Okay, Hashep Oasis is a good draw, though. Don't you dare go Duress, land drop, Thoughtseize. Okay, good. Sure. Hiya. I understand that, Mr. Rayab, but David of the Faithless Brewing podcast is the pioneer expert and built this deck. I would say with even less interaction than what I have. And not a lot more in a linear direction, in my opinion. So I decided to give it the benefit of the doubt and play it as it is. And that's what we're dealing with here. So my suspicion is that we would have to play Teamer or Sultai. And I think that is borne out. You wonder if this is Explorer legal? I would assume so. Of course. Sylvan Caryatid hasn't been great, so I wouldn't worry about that part. Also, did you see that they went post Archfiend Land? Man. If only. If only the censor. Swapping for Paradise Druid should be. Just don't play it. I would say just don't play it. Just play something else. All it took was one removal spell, and their clock is completely untouchable here. I was really hoping that they would. Okay. That's the worst possible version of what could have just happened. Oh, they didn't play the other Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay, not necessarily the worst possible. No. Nah. No. It can fight. So I go Flash in the Worm, block this, fight that. Technically still alive. Yeah, I have the colors to do that. And then I take 2? Yeah. Nothing matters. Cool. Really need a damnation? I got bad news for you. So their deck doesn't have edicts, but they just have 3/2s. I think Sylvan Caryatid's just. I think it's just been aged out of the format. Also, this kind of deck, though, traditionally is bad against aggro and mid range, and that's most of the format right now. Jeez. I mean, I'll keep the 7, but this feels terrible. All right. I think after this league, I'm putting an embargo on all Fading Hope decks. Fading Hope is no longer a card I'm willing to play in this format. Well, jeez. I mean, I guess this is the deck we built, so can't blame it for putting these cards in my hand. But I don't even know what I actually want to draw here. That's part of the problem. I mean, decisive denial's not bad because they can't Sorin twin me or just cast Fable. Yeah, that's something from another deck. Probably what? I'm sorry, I don't understand the. I missed if I said something that set up the you to say something from another deck. Probably. Yeah, exactly, Rabe. Now maybe it's white because white has the Flash Wrath. White has the new Flash Wrath. There's nothing cool you can do with it, but you could just play it. Um, I think I'm gonna play it with black, Mr. Rabe, and play Shieldred. That's my plan. Is let's play the good cards, and by doing that, the way to do that is play black. Then you get much better removal. You get to play Shieldred. You can play Tainted thing, which lets us draw and discard the worm. I already have a card I want on top, so this is fine. It's not actually that good right now. It doesn't. I can't do anything with it, but it'll at least stop them from resolving an arch. Well, I guess Archfiend is something I want to see right now. I'm just looking at these cards, and I just what we've built here can't possibly compete with what this is doing. So I'm off it, and I'm gonna drop this. I'll queue into the last one to give away the win, but this is not worth finishing out. So let's make a real quick copy of this while we're queued up for the last one. And I'm cutting the absolutely terrible cards. The cards that I find poor to the point of not being worth playing. I don't think we need this many deduces. I just don't know why that was part of the plan at all. And we probably don't need this many Shark Typhoons. Um, but if we play the extra Colossal Dreadworm, play Tainted Indulgence. Is that not what it's called? Did I make a typo? I made a typo. Few of those. Fatal push. Some of these. With the 3-color deck, there's no way. There's no way I'm playing 2 Arid Archways. Gotta play 2 of the new 5-mana Wrath or Meat Hook. I play, yeah. What is it called? Case of the something investigation. I have one in one deck somewhere. Deadly Cover Up. There we go. And now I can't find the deck I was just working on. There you are. No, I'm into Deadly Cover Up. I like the fact that it's not playing Decisive Denial. I don't know if all this mana engine stuff is worth playing. Right. There we go. All right. So I don't know if all this mana engine stuff is worth playing, or if you just want to play 26 lands with a maximum amount of interaction. I have a very hard time registering the card growth spiral. I don't know why I keep trying. It's just something that David loves to play. And I find it consistently disappointing. Usually what I like to do is just play enough lands in your deck and just play more interaction. I do think in the 2-color deck too. No, I don't think there's just any way to make this work. Torrential Gearhulk is definitely a card you want to play. If you're going to play this mana engine, I think you cut the Ambusher, you play the 4th Worm, you play some Torrential Gearhulks, you figure out a way to make that do stuff, but I just don't think this is worth doing at all without any main deck interaction. You can't play this format that way. That is my feeling. The only deck that can play this format that way is like Lotus Field. And Lotus Field is not a particularly successful deck right now. So I feel like this is a solid place to start, and then you just go from there. If you watch this video in the future on the YouTube, make sure you point out all my play mistakes, but also let me know if you think that Blue-Green Flash is a viable deck and a place worth spending time or effort. Maybe hit me with whatever ideas you have, and we'll see you in the next video.